Listening Flow Podcast.
For speaking English with flow.
Hey, English learners. Welcome back to the Listening Flow Podcast, your English podcast for daily life English, real conversations, and easy listening practice.
And if you're looking for a simple and natural way to improve your English while listening to real conversations, you're in the right place.
I'm Mag.
And I'm Jenna.
So, Jenna, have you ever known exactly what you wanted to say in English, and then nothing happened?
Oh, absolutely. You have the idea. You know the words. You even know the grammar. But somehow, your mouth decides not to cooperate.
Exactly. And then, 5 minutes later, your brain suddenly gives you the perfect answer.
Why does it always happen that way?
I have no idea, but I think almost every English learner has experienced that at least once.
I think so too. And honestly, I used to believe there was something wrong with me. I thought, maybe my English just isn't good enough yet.
Oh, me too. I used to think, if I learn more vocabulary, this problem will disappear. If I study more grammar, this problem will disappear.
But it didn't.
Nope, because the problem wasn't my English.
Exactly. The problem was what was happening inside your head.
And that's exactly what we're talking about today. How to stop translating in your head and start speaking English more naturally.
Because if you've ever thought, I know this in English, so why can't I say it? This episode is definitely for you.
So, like this video and subscribe to the Listening Flow podcast so the algorithm can keep bringing our new episodes straight to you. You know, this happened to me so many times when I was learning English. Someone would ask me a very simple question, something like, "How was your weekend?" And instead of answering right away, my brain would suddenly become extremely busy.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. It's like your brain opens 20 different tabs at the same time.
Exactly. One part of my brain was looking for vocabulary. Another part was checking grammar. Another one was worried about pronunciation. And then another voice would say, "What if you make a mistake?"
And meanwhile, the other person is just standing there waiting for an answer.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, I usually knew the answer. I wasn't confused. I wasn't missing vocabulary. I was just translating.
I think that's the most frustrating part, because you know the answer is somewhere in your head, but you can't get it out quickly enough.
Yes, and by the time I was finally ready to speak, the conversation had already moved on.
I think every English learner has experienced that at least once. And honestly, some people think they're bad at English because of that.
Oh, absolutely. I used to think, maybe I'm not ready to speak yet. Maybe I need more grammar. Maybe I need more vocabulary.
But that's usually not the problem.
Nope. The problem is that we try to do too many things before saying one simple sentence.
Exactly. We try to understand the question, translate it, build the perfect answer, check the grammar, and then speak.
And all of that happens in, what, 2 or 3 seconds?
If we're lucky.
Exactly. No wonder our brains get tired.
And that's actually something really important. Speaking a language isn't only about knowing words, it's also about speed. Your brain has to learn how to connect ideas directly to English, because that's what fluent speakers do. They don't sit there translating every sentence. They hear an idea, and they respond with another idea.
I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions about fluency. A lot of learners think fluent people speak because they know more vocabulary.
Sometimes they do, but that's not the whole story.
Exactly. I know people with amazing vocabulary who still hesitate when they speak.
And I know people with very simple English who can hold great conversations because they don't overthink every sentence.
That word is perfect. Overthink.
Oh yes, because that's exactly what many learners do. They overthink everything: vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and sometimes they even overthink words they already know.
I've done that before. I knew a word perfectly, but suddenly I started thinking, wait, is this the right word? Or is there a better one?
And then, silence.
Exactly. Just silence.
And the worst part is, when that happens a few times, you start believing something that isn't true.
You start thinking, maybe I'm just bad at languages.
Exactly. Or, I just need to learn a few more words.
I did that for years. I thought fluency was hiding behind the next grammar lesson or the next vocabulary list.
But fluency doesn't suddenly arrive one day and say, "Congratulations, you're ready to speak now." But the truth is, speaking is a skill. And like every skill, it gets better when you actually do it.
And that's when I realized something important. I didn't need more English. I needed less translation.
I love that. Say that again.
I didn't need more English. I needed fewer translations.
Because translating is slow. Your brain has to do too much work. You hear an idea in English, translate it into Portuguese, build an answer in Portuguese, translate it back into English, and then try to speak.
No wonder we're tired.
Exactly. And meanwhile, the conversation keeps moving.
And that's why fluent speakers seem fast. They're usually not translating every sentence.
They're connecting ideas directly to English.
That's such an important difference. Idea, English, not Portuguese, English.
Exactly. And here's the good news. Your brain can learn to do that.
Absolutely, because I still remember the first time it happened to me. I was walking somewhere and suddenly I thought, I need to buy coffee. And then I stopped.
Because you hadn't translated it.
Exactly. The thought had simply appeared in English.
Ugh, I love that moment. I think every learner remembers the first time they catch themselves thinking in English.
I was so excited. I thought, wait, did that just happen?
It's like finding money in your pocket. You weren't expecting it, and suddenly it's there.
Exactly. And that's when I realized something else. Thinking in English isn't magic. It's a habit.
That's such an important word. A habit is something you do regularly until it starts to feel natural.
And that's exactly what happened. At first, one thought, then another, then short sentences, and little by little, English started feeling more natural.
Not perfect, just more natural.
And honestly, that's the goal. Not perfection, just a little more comfort, a little more confidence every single day.
And that's really important for our listeners to hear. You don't need to stop translating overnight. You just need to start creating small moments where English can happen naturally.
So how do you actually do that? How do you start thinking in English instead of translating everything?
Honestly, I think it starts with something very simple. Stop trying to think in big, complicated sentences, because that's what most learners do. They immediately try to think about work, politics, their future, or something really complicated.
Meanwhile, your brain is like, can we start with something easier, please?
Exactly. Start small, very small.
For example,
Look around you right now. Maybe you're drinking coffee. Maybe you're on the bus. Maybe you're walking somewhere. Just think, I'm drinking coffee. I'm waiting for the bus. I'm walking home.
because you already know those words.
Exactly. The goal isn't to learn new vocabulary at that moment. The goal is to build the habit of connecting ideas directly to English.
I actually started doing that without realizing it. I would wake up and think, I'm tired, or I need breakfast, or I have a lot of work today.
That's perfect. Those are real thoughts.
And something funny happened. The more I did it, the easier it became.
Because your brain was practicing.
Exactly. At first it felt strange. Then it felt normal.
I think that's another important lesson. Thinking in English feels uncomfortable in the beginning, and that's okay. New things are supposed to feel a little uncomfortable.
I remember talking to myself in English and thinking, this is kind of weird. But then I realized nobody could hear me. Nobody was judging me. It was just me and my thoughts.
And honestly, talking to yourself is one of the best ways to practice. You can make mistakes, you can stop, you can start again. Nobody cares.
And here's another thing that helped me. I stopped trying to find the perfect word, because sometimes we know 5 different ways to say something, and then we spend 30 seconds trying to choose the best one.
Meanwhile, the conversation is still happening. Sometimes the simple word is enough.
Actually, most of the time, the simple word is enough. Native speakers do that all the time. They don't always choose the most advanced word. They choose the word that comes naturally. I think that's something many learners need to hear. Speaking naturally is often more important than speaking perfectly.
I love that. Speaking naturally is often more important than speaking perfectly.
Because the purpose of language is communication.
Exactly, not perfection. And here's something else. Don't be afraid of short sentences. Some learners think every sentence needs to sound intelligent or impressive. Sometimes, I agree is enough. Sometimes, I don't know is enough. Sometimes, that's interesting is enough.
And that's how real conversations work. People don't speak in perfect paragraphs.
They speak one idea at a time, because that's exactly how you start thinking in English too. One idea, then another, then another. And little by little, you stop translating so much.
And one day, you'll have a moment where you suddenly realize, wait, I just thought in English.
And trust me, that's a great feeling.
It really is, because in that moment, you realize something important. You don't need perfect English to think in English. You just need practice.
And patience. A lot of patience.
Remember, fluency doesn't start when you stop making mistakes. It starts when you're no longer afraid to speak. So here's our challenge for you today. Don't try to think in English all day. That's too much. Just pick one moment. Maybe during breakfast. Maybe while you're walking. Maybe during your commute. And try to think in English for just a few minutes.
Because those small moments add up.
And before you know it, your brain starts reaching for English a little faster and translating a little less.
And that's when speaking starts to feel more natural.
Exactly. So, tell us in the comments, do you translate in your head when you speak English? And have you ever caught yourself thinking in English?
We'd love to hear your stories.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the Listening Flow podcast.
It really helps us create more conversations like this for you.
Keep listening
Keep practicing.
and keep turning your everyday life into real English.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.